I'm going to share with you what I think we have to be doing in marketing right now, and I just want you to trust your gut and be like, yes, she's right, I'm going to do more of this, or she's missing something, or I have to translate it for me like this, or she's completely wrong, in which case, tell me privately, just for my self-esteem, okay? So there's 3 bits of content, 3 types of content we have to create in order to be an authority in the space. We don't want to be seen as an educator. You don't want to be seen as an educator or an influencer. You want to be seen as a subject matter expert who is open for business, who makes sales, right? So online, it's very clear that I'm a speaker, that I'm a coach, that I'm doing business, isn't it? Because I show that. I'm not just YouTube video, PDF. It's YouTube video, photos of me speaking at an event. YouTube video, comment from a customer, something that came out from a customer. In the YouTube video, here's what I've been talking about with my clients. How many times in these YouTube videos do I mention in my group coaching program, when I'm working one-to-one with people? Can you see that? It's not an accident. I'm doing it to signal to the market that I'm in business. I'm not an educator. I'm not an educator, definitely not. I'm doing it to signal to the market that I'm in business, not that I'm an educator. Make sense? So I think we need these 3 types of content. The first bit of content we definitely want is thought leadership content. This is rich, original, long format information that people can consume to really understand who you are and what you do. This is not hooks and gimmicks and high-level pain points and, hey, if you're stuck here, so was I. You can do this, not this. This content should open with, if you want to get this result, from my experience, here are the 6 biggest things I think you should do. Number 1, and then you tell them the answer. Number 2, then you tell them the answer. Think of it like this. Your clients, not followers, your clients have got questions. They're asking questions in their head, in their journal, of the current people they're working with. I wonder what it would take to grow to 6 figures. I wonder how to deal with this mindset issue. Am I cut out for this? What is the problem? Why can't I do this? They might be some of the questions that my clients are asking. I can take any of those questions. They could be my essay heading. I could write the answer to that question, and that's my content. I don't have to be clever. I don't need a clever hook. I just need to say, if you're stuck at 3K a month and want to know the truth about getting to 8, 10K a month, from all of the people I've worked with, here's the 3 biggest things I think you should know. Can you see how that would be useful? If I shared that with you guys, you might be tempted to click on that, find out more. If I shared a YouTube video that said the 3 biggest behaviors in my clients who make 6 figures, who would want to watch that video, right? So it doesn't even have to be stuff where it's like, I've made this up. It's observations on the market. It's insights into what's coming. Put it into a model, put it into a process, put it into a PDF, a 3-part video series, anything, teach it, share it. Do I do that in my marketing? All the time. I need that, and it's the only reason I've got authority, or it's a big chunk of the reason why I've got authority, because I'm showing you my insights. Now, when I do the YouTube videos, one thing that I think is really powerful is that I'm not doing process. Step 1, finish the sales page. Step 2, make a video. It's not that. It's more the nuance in between those things of why it's difficult, why that hook doesn't work, why you have to do this over that. Even this video I made about, when you growing a business, there's projects that you have to do in order. The projects aren't really the thing you'll struggle with. It's making the jump from project to project. It's how you resource yourself in the leap. Do you see that video? Yeah? It's content like that. It's nuanced. It's comforting. It's insightful. That's what we want. So when you're working with your clients, they are actually telling you all the time what you should be making content on. But I keep saying clients, not followers. Don't make content for your followers. Make content for your future clients. Keep that thought in mind, okay? The next bit of content we need is human content. So this is quite funny. Anti-AI. I love AI. I couldn't do the volume of business I do without AI. I use it a lot. But the reason these live events are so effective and so powerful is because it is clear that I'm here, that I am real, and that these are words coming from my mouth. Do you know in the next 2 years, we're not going to know if a news report is true or false? There's clips coming through on social media now. It looks so real. You don't know it's fake. That's what's coming down the line. Because of that, anything that shows what's real, what's human, what's legit, bona fide, is instantly going to get more trust than anything else. And I tell you what else does, proximity. Who's a photographer in the room? I'll do this as an example, yeah. Photographers, coaches, any of you, who here is mostly online? Yeah. So when you're selling online, if you use meta ads, for example, were you standing up to say you're online? Or?
No, I'm looking at the thing.
Oh, sorry. There's a page in the workbook for page 12, I think, yeah. So if you're mostly online and you start running meta ads, your instinct is to instantly go, I'm going to create a hot 30 audience of people who've been on my website, engaged with me on Instagram, and then I'm going to create a lookalike audience of those people, and then I'm going to advertise to people who are into this, into this, into this, all over the UK. Isn't that what we do when we run ads, if anyone's done it? If you're a coach, you might say, I want to show this content to anyone who's interested in Marie Forleo, Gabby Bernstein, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, all over the UK. What if an ad popped up and it said, hey, I'm Lisa, and behind me you could see the Tyne Bridge, or there was B-roll of the Tyne Bridge, or B-roll of Tynemouth Market, or Whitley Bay Beach, and you were looking for a coach, you were like, I know that market, I know that beach, instant trust and credibility. Yeah. Do I have to live in Newcastle for that to work?
No.
Yeah. No, I don't have to live in Newcastle for that to work. No, that's what you don't realise, yeah. Because it's not that I'm saying I live in Newcastle, I'm saying I have proximity to you. So I do networking in Leeds, I do networking in Birmingham. Should I wait until I come home to Newcastle to make my networking marketing content for Leeds, or should I make it in the Leeds venue? Correct. Hey guys, I'm currently in Leeds, I've got a networking event coming up in Leeds, B-roll Leeds, B-roll Leeds, B-roll Leeds. See you next time in Leeds, here's some footage of Leeds. By the way, I'm in Leeds. Click the link to become a lead. Right? Can you see that? But what everyone's doing is they're like, oh, I know, I'll skip the opportunity to do it here and now and show the thing. I'll go into some abstract location, get ChatGPT to write the script, outsource to a VA in another country to edit it, and that will work. No. And even if you think it's going to work now, it's not going to work in the next 2 years. Human and proximity. So when I say human, I say anti-AI. To be clear, I love AI, big fan of AI. There's a huge opportunity for you here to be anti-AI. If everyone's like, no, I can't do a Zoom call, do a Zoom call. If everyone's like, I can't do in person, do in person. If everyone's like, no, I only operate in this city, go to other cities, right? And it's more than that. Show them that you're real. Show them that you're real. So if you go to my website, you will see pictures of me talking at the front of a room, because it's a really good credibility indicator, and it's also a really good indicator that other people have seen me and that I'm real. This sounds mad, doesn't it? But I'm telling you, this is coming down the line. When we see pictures of people, do you know what I dislike? And I'm sorry if anyone here does it, and Chris will never do this unless we do it as a joke. I hate it when someone dresses up and you find out that the screen behind them is green screen and it's not even a real background.
And you thought it was real.
Yeah. Is anyone like, oh, love their authentic marketing? I'm sure their coaching's authentic too. No. You're like, oh, that's fake. What else is fake? Right? So this is where I think if you're going to film content, make a nice backdrop in your house. I've got a client who's doing a renovation in Portugal. She said, Lisa, I can't make content at the minute because look at the place. I was like, wow, you're in Portugal, living the dream. 1, get outside and film it. B, how much is a sheet? She's like, a tenner. Buy a sheet. She's like, in a spiritual business? I was like, buy a sheet, a drape. Drape it up. Don't light that candle too close. Plant here. And now you've got a beautiful backdrop. And I went on a Zoom call with her the other day and I went, oh, love what you've done with the place. And she went, oh, Lisa, I just bought this a tenner. I don't know why I didn't do this before. She went, oh, wait, you told me to do that. I was like, yes, I did. But I never said until she remembered. So don't make things fake. Don't green screen things. Don't AI script things. What do I want to say? What is the truth? What do people need to hear? Make that your content. Make sense?
Yeah.
If you can go and meet someone in person, so much better than an online. Obviously online I love for scale. I think there's a huge element that's important, but if you can do a coffee morning, anything where you show that you are real, that you are human, now the real magic and the real money comes in, how can I do that at scale? Yeah. So you think, how do you scale online events? Well, I can do them in 3 cities. If I do them every month, that's a lot. Maybe I could do 3 cities 1 month, have a month off, 3 different cities another month and circle round. Maybe I could get a bigger room. Maybe I could do the in-person thing for 50 people and have cameras. Loads of the big meeting rooms now will live stream out. If we're live streaming out from a live event, doesn't that tick a little bit of the box of like, oh, it's real, there's real people there, right? Can you see the opportunities? So for all of you here, when you go, I want you to ask the question, how can I show people that I'm actually human and that I'm not a bot? How can I show people that I'm real and that I'm not AI or augmented or fake?
Yeah.
So we need that content as well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, third bit of content that I think would be hugely beneficial is really underproduced raw content. Underproduced raw content. So the footage that Chris is filming today looks so nice, guys. The colour's good. We've got like how many angles? 12? I don't know. It's amazing. And then I think back to the footage I filmed in this venue. It was grainy, the lighting was wrong, the screen's flickering. I think if we could show this, Chris, when this flashes up, it'd be good. The screen's flickering, I'm in this white shirt. But it doesn't matter because the sound is very good and the quality of what I'm saying is good enough to get me through it. But I think there's a bit of magic in showing that raw, underproduced, under-edited content. Think behind the scenes. Think what you're doing in your stories. I remember seeing a really famous, I think she's like a comedian or a writer, always looked $1 million, always looked so glam. She put a picture up. It might have been Sarah Davies. There's been too many pictures of me looking really good lately. Here's what I look like right now. There's a picture of her looking really glam, really beautiful, and then a picture of her still beautiful, but looking less glam. Blew up on social media because everyone loved it because it's raw. It's underproduced. And it also probably ties in a little bit to this, oh, she's human, that person's human, yeah. So there's a time and a place for really curated content, you know, really polished, branded content, something with a really professional finish. But I also think there's a place for really underproduced, under-edited, raw content that brings people in behind the scenes. So a really good example of this in content would be a vlog. Or it would be behind the scenes of you setting up for an event or coming off a client call, just going live on Instagram and sharing your insights instead of perfecting it in a script and making the perfect video. Obviously, I'm using video as a big example here because that's what I do. But if you're written, right, think about this. Who's into writing? Okay, I love writing. You want to read the proper book, the finished, polished, professional, beautiful book from the bookshop, correct?
Yeah.
But when that author shares photographs of their ideas on a piece of paper, oh, I want that. That's art. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm a Swiftie, big fan of Taylor Swift. Love Taylor Swift. In her latest album, I love records. I go and analog the old records. I love that. It feels like it's real. It feels authentic. It feels like art. She's got her handwriting where she scribbled the lyrics. I just love looking at that. So this is what I mean by raw. For those of you who enjoy writing and reading, you really felt that, didn't you? You felt the value of it, but yet you can't do it because yours has to be perfect and polished and professional. So it doesn't all have to be behind the scenes in a vlog. It could be if you're planning a new course. It could be if you're planning a new day, a new event, anything. Now, where you're going to get into trouble is if you love that and that's all you produce, then you won't look professional, polished, ready for business. So it's the balance. And that's why with this triangle, I do think probably I would lean heavily into 80% up here. But if I share content that is me sharing the answer, this is what you do, people really like it. No, they don't really like it. They get value from it, but they can't consume that 24/7 because it's like a fire hydrant in your face. Do this, do this, do this. But if I share what I'm up to, the holiday that I'm going on, the book that I'm writing, photos of me, relaxing with my feet up after a busy day, or even videos showing the renovation project or what we're doing in the house, how easy is that to consume? Because people still want to know what I'm up to or what my life is or what I do outside of work. Now, when I share content like that, or the video of me, now we can't go standing class on the train, that content does really well. But if all my feed was that, I wouldn't have a business. I'd be an influencer and I would need brands to pay for the tickets on the train for me to fund that lifestyle, right? So that's the balance. And I think the likes on social media can be so misleading because we think if we're not getting likes and we're not getting, the saves or whatever, if we're not getting the likes and the comments, that our business isn't working. So I think post some of that stuff, give yourself a boost, get the likes, but you've got to position yourself as like a teacher, a thought leader, someone who's in it for business, not just in it for the likes.